This channel is for entertainment purposes only, not to be taken as legal advice. Welcome back, everybody. It's Tuesday. We're going over a deep subject today. Let me tell you, we're going to be covering a lot as it relates to the big picture. I've been talking the last couple of weeks about the merchant, about being a private merchant. We have a private merchant and processing course as a part of Accreditor Academy. Which is very unique because I bring my banker's connection as the instructor. I mean, I've been talking about Bankers Connects for quite some time, as well as, what the banking industry is all about. My Bankers Connection has over 35 or more bankers in his network that he works with. You're able to ask him questions on a weekly basis. This is included with your Masterclass membership. If you want to be a Masterclass member, all you have to do is go to www.creditoracademy.com and you'll hit on the homepage of our website. You will see Masterclass membership. Everything you need to go private, all in one place. You go ahead and learn more and you can register. Also, please take a look at all of our courses. The private merchant course that I'm speaking about is right here. You can learn more about the course by clicking on Learn More. It is not only modules, lesson plans, tutorials, videos, documentation, and templates that we provide to you in the private merchant course, but it's also a weekly live class with my Bankers Connect. So I'll be excited to have you in that private merchant course, to have you join about us. Today's topic of conversation is a big one. I've been talking about the private merchant world for quite some time. I'm going to bring it all together by talking about the financial matrix. Okay. Why is it that this private merchant course is so important? How does it relate to private banking? And how does it even correlate with what I've been teaching about private banking with Patrick Devine? I'm going to cover all of that and more today. So let's dive right into it and start with the basics, okay? From chargebacks to the Vatican. Let's begin with a really hard truth, okay? We have to come to a certain agreement here that the United States, Inc. is not a country. It's a corporation. It was incorporated in 1871. The United States, as most know it, is the District of Columbia-based entity that's registered to operate for what? For a profit. The same is true for Canada, the United Kingdom, Australia, and nearly every other nation state. These corporations are not sovereign governments. They are legal fictions operating under the laws of commerce, not the Constitution. Their allegiance is not the people, but to their shareholders. This is the root of the system that makes Visa and Mastercard your masters and you the surety for the debt. Okay? All of this is governed by the Uniform Commercial Code, the UCC. The private law of global trade is really what the UCC is. And the UCC is not for people, it's for corporate entities. If you don't assert your living status and take control of your estate through the SPC and status correction that we have here and become private as Creditor Academy, then you're going to always be assumed to be a debtor, a user, a thing to be governed by contract. But who wrote the script for this system is my question. We're going to follow the rabbit hole and you arrive at the League of Nations, the predecessors to the United Nations. In the early 1900s, they set the stage for global finance unification under contract law. And who's behind it? The Crown, the City of London, and ultimately the Vatican. Yes, the Vatican is not just a church. It's a sovereign banking empire operating through canon law, maritime law, and even ecclesiastical law. It claims ownership over your estate through the Sista KV trust established at your birth. Every bank, processor, and court plays a role in managing this hidden estate. You were monetized the moment your birth certificate was filed. Wow, amazing setup. I have to have coffee. I drink the, this is not a paid advertisement, but I get the Starbucks iced coffee, medium, unsweetened. I have too much sugar as it is already. It's hot here in Seattle, by the way. It's over like 80, 90 degrees. Oh my gosh. Oh, nice jolt. So let's talk about then how Visa, Mastercard, and the Vatican's banking infrastructure operates. Let's connect the spiritual commercial control to the modern payment structure. All right, so follow me on this. Visa and Mastercard don't just operate independently. They're a part of the global banking web, governed by international law. There's something called a BIS agreements, and the Vatican controlled financial system. The Bank for International Settlements, which is the BIS, sits at the center of it all. It's coordinating monetary policy between central banks like the Federal Reserve, the ECB, and the Vatican Bank. Visa and Mastercard are tools of enforcement controlling the flow of commerce, just as armies control territories. Every transaction you run through Visa or Mastercard doesn't just pay them. It reports to international data centers. Your habits, your causes, your products all become commercial metadata that's sold and tracked. This data feeds into none other than the credit bureaus, who then sell it back to the lenders. It's a closed loop. When you step outside of the system, when you challenge taxation, reject public licensing, or even operate a trust, then they don't need to knock on your door. They just shut off your ability to get paid. Visa flags your MCC code. Mastercard blacklists your industry. You're cut off. This is financial exile. All of it is legal under the UCC, which governs these corporate fictions. But you're not a fiction. You're a living man or woman. Isn't that right? Unless you reclaim your name and operate through private structures, you're going to remain subject to their terms and their chargebacks. So who are the new digital inquisitors? Who are the new digital inquisitors? That was my question when I got into this. Who's backing Visa, Mastercard, this Vatican structure? You know, who's contributing to it? Who's the forward-facing entities? Who's the solicitor? Who's the salesman? Who's the person that's smiling to you right when you open up your front door with a happy little positive attitude and is like, I got something special for you? Well, we need to talk about then the enforcement arm of the beast. Those people, those salespeople, those solicitors who are getting you to sign contracts into this beast system are Stripe, PayPal, and Square, and others. These aren't just payment companies. They are the surveillance extensions of the global corporate system. They're data mining tools for the Vatican that's aligned financial machine. Stripe is backed by who? Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan. PayPal is in bed with the globalist regulators and has publicly said that they will shut down accounts based on misinformation. Square, which is now Block, has aligned with ESG standards and WEF-backed initiatives for financial transparency. What is financial transparency? Oh, let's leak out your data. No big deal. They are not marketplaces. They are financial judges, is what they are. If you get too many refunds, disputes, or chargebacks, even as little as 1% to 2% monthly, you are deemed high risk. At 20% chargeback in a month, they shut you down instantaneously. No hearing, no appeal. But what is a chargeback really? It's a consumer's veto power over a merchant. That's you, the business. It sounds fair, but in truth, it's a weaponized tool to silence businesses that challenge the narrative. If you sell something sovereign or teach private law or operate without a business license, they'll flood you with chargebacks, whether they're real or fake. It doesn't matter. This isn't about fraud protection. It's about economic control. If they don't like your content, your class, your mission, they choke your revenue stream. You are guilty until proven innocent. Your bank account becomes your prison. And who's the jailer? It's the terms of service agreement you never negotiated. Oh, isn't that just the truth? How many times you see those terms and you're just like, oh, that's too long. I'll just agree to it all. And plus, you can't get to the next page and get their service unless you agree to it anyways. And what did you agree to? You agreed that you are guilty until proven innocent, essentially. So now we need to talk about, or really think about, the chargeback blacklist and the financial control grip. Okay. Most people don't realize there's a secret blacklist called the match list. That's MATCH. Okay. Match list. Go ahead and Google it. It's run by Mastercard. If your business is flagged for too many chargebacks, you're put on that list. And every processor in the world sees it. Try opening a new merchant account after that. Guess what? Denied. Hey, I want to do business and accept money with the largest platforms in the world, which happens to be these plastic credit and debit card. Denied. Hey, I want to make money for my family off of a great innovative business idea that's going to help my family and my community. Denied. The match list is an extrajudicial punishment. No trial, no court, just corporate profiling. And Stripe, Square, and PayPal feed this list with every merchant they cancel. It becomes nearly impossible to operate in public commerce again once you're on it. And one bad month and your financial life is over. Ugh, this is why I have a course on it. Private merchant and processing. What's the point of going through all of this? I want to be in the private. I want to do my SBC. I want to do my status correction. And then you're stopped at the very end. Oh, shit. I can't accept money. I can't accept credit. I can't process credit. Stopped you right there. You did all this work for nothing. Chargebacks are also built into the risk reserve model of processors. When you get a payment, Stripe may hold 10%, 25%, or even 50% in a reserve account, just in case. You never see it, and they profit from the float. And if you get terminated, they get to keep it for 180 days, which, they're just going to utilize to get bigger loans and all of that and use it for monetary gain. They use chargebacks to justify delaying settlements. or maybe even seizing assets and really profiling industries. They show you who's boss. And who sells the digital downloads, info products, legal templates? You're automatically at high risk. Not because of fraud, but because the ideological non-compliance, right? How many gurus do you see that sell digital downloads, those templates you see? How many people are trying to get info products like PowerPoint presentations and downloads and all that? How many of you see legal templates of all sorts for the SPC and the status correction? You're high risk because of your ideological non-compliance. This system was engineered to keep sovereign businesses out of the marketplace. It's not about safety. It's about control. Stripe and PayPal are the velvet glove hiding the iron fist of the global financial oligarchy. So, what's the escape plan? How do we reclaim sovereign commerce into the private? There is a remedy. It is simple. You got to go private, reclaim your name, operate through trusts and PMAs or foreign ecclesiastical entities, any of the like, and you have to build your own merchant system outside of Visa and Mastercard's rails and process commerce through private contracts, private servers, and a private network that is not involved with this commercial system whatsoever. Instead of applying for a Stripe account, you become your own gateway. Instead of using PayPal, you receive donations, contributions, or transactions into your trust. Instead of selling to the public, you invite private members into your contractual network. That's what we've done at Creditor Academy. You can't become a member without agreeing to my PMA, right? I have the whole terms and conditions. I bring you into the private domain before we even do business, okay? Because I need to have my merchant system be in my private network. And the UCC is their system. You don't beat it by fighting it. You beat it by operating outside of it through private equity law, trust law, and your ecclesiastical jurisdiction. This is where real sovereignty begins. At Creditor Academy, we show you how to structure a lawful processing system. We show you how to avoid the match list in chargeback control schemes. We show you how to process payments contractually and anonymously. We show you how to store wealth privately and lawfully. And finally, we teach others and earn from their freedom too. You can't fix a rigged game, but you can exit it. And when you do, you don't just find freedom, you find power. Because once you own your own payment system, you'll never be a slave again. They can't shut you down for any reason. This is why sovereignty at the Academy doesn't just start and end with just submitting paperwork and notifications. It's a full operational plan so you can never be shut down in any case. I know gurus even today, you go to their website. I want to pay for your membership. They sign with PayPal. They sign with Stripe. You see the Stripe and PayPal name all over it. Let me tell you, they did a non-negotiable deal in order for them to be proven or to be made guilty before proven innocent and have to be proven innocent. And that's how this is why this is such a paramount thing that I'm talking about in the coming weeks. And why I really want to spread awareness of this. It wasn't until I started Creditor Academy, Because, you know, what did I do before? I did the licensing for the Department of Health. I had a licensed business with Washington State. I was really good friends with the home health Department of Health for the home health agency departments for licensing approval, because I had so many clients that were going through it, all the legal paperwork and my attorneys and all that. I was deep embedded into the system. I utilized Stripe, PayPal, Square. I've even used, oh man, I mean, I've used so many of them. Wave Accounting. I've used QuickBooks, you know, all of them. And, you know, it was fine as long as I was abiding by their rules. But as soon as I started Creditor Academy, I have never been so attacked since I started this organization. I've never been the pinpoint of such reverence against what it is that we stand for and what we're trying to accomplish. And I'm trying to tell you as a warning that even if you do all of this paperwork, it will be for nothing if they shut all your financial capability down. That's it. You can do everything perfect. You can research and read Black's Law Dictionary till you're blue in the face. Doesn't matter if PayPal and Stripe and Square got you by the balls. Doesn't work. Okay? I have not seen an organization that's teaching about private merchant and processing, because it's a huge issue. I don't know how people are getting around this besides what we're doing. And this is why I brought my Bankers Connect into it. And I just said, there's got to be a way around this. There's got to be. And so we built a system. We built a private merchant and processing system, like you're operating your own private bank. And let me tell you, it's so liberating. It's so liberating, because you don't have to be in fear anymore that a for-profit corporation that's being monetized and regulated by the League of Nations, the United Nations, the Vatican, Visa and Mastercard, in order to tell you with confidence that they don't like what you believe. They don't like what you stand for. Where's the freedom in that? Where's the freedom of that? A lot of you have also experienced this in other ways. How many of you have had a Facebook account, or remember Twitter before it became X? How many of you tried to make a post and you were censored? How many people have you seen, channels that you follow, and wow, their YouTube account was shut down? Oh wow, their notifications and subscriptions don't come up on my feed anymore. You know, it's the tech companies that are trying to circumvent our constitutional rights because we're so addicted to social media and the system that they're built. That was the whole idea in the first place. Let's create something of such convenience that everybody will jump into it. It's almost like doom scrolling on your phone, right? You just love doom scrolling and looking at the next meme and going into that. Me too. I'm not trying to get on people. Sometimes I'm like, it's been a long day. I want to drink coffee and look at memes, So I'm not against it. But if you create that into a habit and you rely on these systems to do what's in good faith best for you, you're going to fall victim to their trap, right? And this is how they squeeze you. And before you know it, you're boiling like a frog in a boiling pot, and you're just thinking, oh, this is nice, but really they're killing you. They're killing you. So with that being said, I'm excited. I really am, because this is answered prayer. Sometimes in business, it's not about what you know, it's who you know. And I've got very fortunate to come with some very intelligent individuals, smarter than me in a lot of subjects. And they have built my understanding about how this system works so I can present it to you today. And so then you can be made aware. And that is the first step to remedy, is just being aware. That's all you have to do. As long as you're aware about something, then you can't be fooled by it in the future. And once you're aware of it, you won't fall for the tricks again. And then you can make adjusted steps and start, making adjustments for your future to make sure that you're not falling under their grips again. If you have not subscribed to Creditor Academy's YouTube channel, or join our private Facebook group, or our TikTok, our Rumble, and all the other accounts, Telegram even, or haven't become a Masterclass member, we invite you to come to our organization. We have an amazing community of individuals where we want to foster your growth and education as well as your private operations. It's been such a pleasure to speak with all of you, and I look forward to our journey together because it's going to be a really prosperous one. I truly, truly believe it. With your Masterclass membership, we include many lessons from Sovereignty 101 to the SPC and the status correction. We have introductory lessons and even more that's included. We help you with your trust as part of your Masterclass membership. We get you in the private merge. We want you to see the whole picture, and then if you want to move forward, you can enroll for our classes. We have a separate tuition rate, separate from your Masterclass membership, so then you can join our in-depth courses to where you can seriously start taking your education to the next level until graduation, pretty much. Until next time, everybody on YouTube, thank you for joining me, and take care of yourselves and your loved ones, and have a happy 4th of July. Happy 4th of July. I'll see you guys on Thursday. I'll wish you it again. But, it's almost Independence Day. I have a whole thing for presentation around that. So that'll be exciting. Thank you, everybody, and I'll see you in the next one. Amazing. Carlos, what did you think of that?